Heyo peeps, this is Paya of Paya Prism's Variety Show, and welcome to my channel. Before I get started, I'd just like to say that I hope everyone's doing okay during this viral pandemic the world is facing, and that I can't guarantee how much or how frequently I'll be doing that much online for a little bit, as it hit someone I care about, and yeah, I don't think I need to elaborate further on that, right? Anywho, onto something a little bit less upsetting. This video is something just a little bit different. Not only is it, well, for one thing, not exactly scripted, but it's an actual speed paint type of deal, so you guys can see at least most of my drawing process, though there is some lost footage, and I apologize for that. But I also thought I could maybe interest people by just kind of rambling about the details of the characters in the picture. If that's not your cup of tea and you want to click off, or just mute it to watch the speed paint, or have it playing in another tab to listen to me rambling instead, then by all means feel free to do so. However, with that out of the way, on to the meat of the video. Now, to start off with, the characters in this picture are who I like to call my Y boys, because they're a bit of a package deal and their names both start with the letter Y. The one on the right is named Yase and the one on the left is named Yaren. Originally, though, they actually had practically nothing to do with each other, apart from both of them being kinds of, sort of, not really werewolves, which in retrospect is a bit of a surprise, I guess, given how things are for them currently, but I'm getting a bit ahead of myself. First off, I'll talk about Yaren, then I'll talk about Yase, just give a little overview of what they used to be like, and then I'll go over some angles of how they've changed since. Yaren started out as a bit of a facsimile of sorts to some storylines people have come up with of a powerful and mysterious creature is found by someone in the bowels of their family home, only to discover that the family has a dark past that's intrinsically tied to the creature. Like with the Hellsing anime, for example, with Alucard and Integra. In that version, Yaren was cold, bitter, and forced to protect and obey people that he utterly despised. He could enter people's dreams, he could transform into a huge wolf, and he could shrug off almost any and all injuries dealt to him, whether from silver or from something else entirely. I have since realized that this is not very workable for his character, and it was just a teensy bit of a rip-off. Just slightly. I even had him changing hair and fur colour according to the phases of the moon, like with the titular character of Inuyasha. Man, was I a stupid teen back then. Oh boy. Next, Yase, on the right. Yase started out as a way for me to play with the more psychological aspects of the werewolf condition, in a way. He was originally from a family of lupine shapeshifters who had a curse of sorts on the family that rendered one person every several generations in possession of not only additional abilities, which was a plus as far as they were concerned, but also another self apart from the normal human psyche and the more feral psyche that came out when they transformed. And the lucky person for his time was Yase. That version of him was prickly in the extreme to not only protect himself but also protect others, and he hated his abilities and his family, while they revered him as the best of the best, and it got to the point that he ran away from home and was left trying to keep everything a secret around normal people, and yada yada yada. All that being said, I have changed a lot since I made these two, and I hope anyway, my ability to tell stories has also improved, and with it my skill making characters that are more than just, basically rip-offs or angsty piles of meh with nothing else to them, or, So, that's where their evolutions as characters come into the picture. These two now are brothers of a sort, not exactly bound by blood, but instead by something even more powerful and much more impossible to deny. They've still got most, if not all, of their original abilities, with some tweaks. I mean, they're both still fully capable of transforming into werewolf or just wolf-type thingamajigs, though probably a lot more freaky in appearance. I'll try and throw it up, or include it later in the video. Or you guys could possibly head to my DeviantArt. I've got them there somewhere. Anyway, Yasei can bend gravity, and his previous evil self changed to become a sort of manifestation of his deepest and darkest thoughts and desires, which can appear outside of his body as a sort of dark mist, coupled with being a shroud that lets him teleport from place to place. There's more to it, but I think I'll save going over that for something more focused later down the track. Yaren, on the other hand, can use sound and smells to mess around with things both physically and mentally. Yes, that means, for example, his howls and barks are extremely powerful and concussive. Taking out entire city blocks type powerful and concussive, maybe even mountains. He'd probably like that. Anyway, he also has saliva that's not only extremely toxic, but also just as potently acidic. Or alkaline. I haven't quite decided which of the two works better, but it burns holes in things. Yeah, it burns holes in things. Both of them are fully capable of regenerating from almost anything, even if most injuries that either of them get are actually caused by the other. They're most often found either taking verbal pot shots, or, just outright arguing, or taking it from verbal into an evolution into a flurry of viciousness and violence that Yaren usually wins, if I'm being completely honest. Yasei tries, and sometimes wins, but Yasei has a bit more of a sense of honor, and Yaren fights dirty because he loves fighting and bloodshed and pissing off his brother and pissing off everyone else. And if I was to give a detailed explanation of how each of them speak, it would be Yasei is rude and standoffish, and Yaren doesn't even know the meaning of the word rude because, well, that's not to say that he never uses any rude phraseology. It's more a case of he just doesn't fucking care. Swear words? They're garnish to language as far as he's concerned. Insulting people? He gets creative. Making certain people know that he doesn't think very much of regular humans and the like? That's really, really common. He's not above referring to people as meat sacks or meat bags. Meat sacks more often than meat bags, but anyway, yeah, I'll admit it. Out of the two, I like Yaren better. He's more fun to roleplay as. Anyway, that's almost it, though I hope people like my very, very poor attempt at a background situation. Yeah, I don't do backgrounds very well. Anyway, thanks for watching. Check the description for links to everything. This is Paya, signing out and bidding you a fantastic and healthy day. Best of luck, everyone. Chin up. It'll get better.